All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Chad with Advising Men. In this video, we're going to talk about the best martial arts. This is the first video in my long series of self-defense. I've been in martial arts for the majority of my life, over 30 years. Got a lot of experience, and I want to share a lot of that experience because just like when I used to run martial arts schools, I wanted everybody to be able to protect themselves. And even though I don't run martial arts schools anymore, I want to use this as a platform to teach you how to protect yourself and all the different things that you need, all the different tools that you need to be able to do that. Now, you need to practice, yes, but I'm going to show some techniques that are high percentage techniques. This is what I call high percentage because they're simple and they work most of the time. And if they don't work, there are simple options that you can apply to make them work or transition to something else. So we're going to go through a lot of stuff. But in this video, I want to talk about the best martial arts. I don't know why, except ego and laziness, but there are still people out there, because I look through YouTube, and they still think that a lot of traditional techniques or things that you would learn in traditional martial arts actually still work on the street, and they just don't. There's so many stories and experiences in my life where I have worked out with other martial arts or other martial artists that do other martial arts that, you know, have given me the whole, my style's the best, and the whole, you know, I'll just do this and this if you do this, and then you do that and I'll do this. And that stuff just never works, because as soon as you punch them in the face, plans go out the window and you find out if they can fight or not. And so there's been so many instances where I've been, you know, working out with somebody, or somebody would come in my school to challenge me or something like that, you know, and back when I ran martial arts schools, and it was always the same crap. It was always the same stuff, you know, always the same stances, always the same attempts at punching correctly, kicking and all that. And it's just like, you know, I don't understand why people won't accept that there are certain martial arts that are just better than others. And even more, a combination of the right arts makes you very effective. So the first one I want to talk about, because it was my first experience, is Taekwondo. Now, I have worked out with some dudes that'll take your head off with a Taekwondo kick. I mean, just some spinning kicks that, like, they kick you and you're done. So there was a time in Taekwondo where it was a very hard style. And back when I was doing it and working out with guys, it was a very hard style. When I say hard style, I mean like it was a rough style. But then it kind of became more of the family fun and fitness, which is not bad, but it's not a hardcore martial arts to use for self-defense. And so, you know, I went through Taekwondo. You know, the first thing that told me that Taekwondo wasn't really for me is I'm not flexible. Even when I was 15, I wasn't flexible. And, you know, some guys had touched their toe above their head on the wall. When you put your back on the wall and they're stretching your leg up, I couldn't even get, you know, I mean, shoot, 70-degree angle was good for me. So, you know, I really wasn't into the high kicks and all that stuff. You know, and then later on, I found out through sparring that trying to kick high all the time and bouncing around on your toes isn't a good idea for somebody that knows how to fight. So I learned all that, and, you know, went through Taekwondo, got the black belt, went to Okinawa karate, really enjoyed that. Much better art for me. But then I, you know, was into Muay Thai kickboxing and American kickboxing, and then got into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in that time frame too, when UFC started, and we all started training, you know, Jiu-Jitsu, because we saw Royce Gracie, and we're like, we got to learn this. So But eventually got my black belt in that too. So black belt Taekwondo, black belt Okinawan Karate, black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So, over 30 years of martial arts experience and training and teaching and fighting and personal protection and everything that's gone on in that career. And I want to just, give that experience to you guys. So in Taekwondo, I think that's an art that you don't really need to do. I'm not saying it's a bad art, and there are uses for it, but stay away from that. No reason. Okay. Next is like Aikido, Kung Fu, any kind of the Chinese martial arts, things like that. I find that the majority of times I've trained in those arts, because I used to travel the country a lot and I would train in all kinds of different arts. And I would find the majority of times I trained in those arts that the instructors and the students had, once again, a very unrealistic view of the effectiveness of what they were doing. So whenever I see that, and I see that culture in a school, I know there's a problem. So there are great Taekwondo fighters. There are great Chinese martial arts fighters. They are out there. But in general, it's not going to be extremely effective. Okay. Now let's go to, karate. Now karate is like on the fringe, because some of the styles of karate are very hard styles. I mean, you guys are like rocks when you punch them. They punch hard, they kick hard, they fight hard. They've got the mentality. They've got some skills standing with the standing grappling, arm bars, wrist locks, things like that. But I find that the majority of them, if they don't train ground fighting, when they go to the ground, they're in trouble. And so karate, I would put in a box of very effective for certain things in certain situations. And we want to be in a box where we're effective in all the different situations and all the different ranges and everything. So karate, good art, hard style, as long as it's super hard style karate and guys are getting after it and punching each other in the face, then okay, good art, but limited. So then we have kickboxing. Okay, let's go with American, Muay Thai, whatever rules, Western rules, whatever rules you want to do. But let's go with kickboxing with elbows and knees. Once again, very effective, and I think maybe more effective than karate, but limited if you're taken to the ground. There are just amazing fun sweeps in Muay Thai where you can just put somebody on their ass, but it doesn't go to the ground. It doesn't continue, because in the Muay Thai matches, the ref is going to stop it and reset you. And so that's how you train. And how you train is how you're going to fight. That's all there is to it. You're going to revert back to your training all the time. So Muay Thai, once again, in the box of very effective, but limited. So when you look, as you can hear me talking, I'm looking for arts that are limitless. Okay? So next we have the grappling range. We have Judo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and wrestling. Okay? So boxing is also in the stand-up, but once again, limited, because if you get taken down, then, there's an issue. So boxing, kickboxing, hardstyle karate, good arts, but limited. Now we go to the grappling. We've got Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, catch wrestling, and whatever else you want to throw in there. Okay? Judo guy grabs you, and it's a good judo guy. You touch him, you're going to get thrown. You're going to land on the ground. Okay? So, jiu-jitsu guys that are good, you're going to be on the ground. Because in a real fight, everybody can say, oh, they just pull guards, butt scoot, whatever. Not in a real fight with a guy that knows what he's doing. You're going to get thrown too. Wrestling, you're going to get taken down. They're going to smash you. Okay? But, once again, if they don't know how to punch, they don't know how to kick, they don't have some self-defense in with their art, then once again, that's limited. They're limited to the throws and limited to the takedowns. and limited to the ground techniques. Now, they can still win a fight, and I think that mixed martial arts has proven that a really good wrestler or jiu-jitsu guy that can get you down and control your body is going to win. So they're limited to a certain point, because if they try to grab you and the good boxer, kickboxer over here starts punching them in the face, then their plan's going to go out the window. So once again, in the box of really, really, really good art, but limited, there's limitations. So hopefully you put together by now, there's not one art that's the best. But I want to make sure that when you're choosing something to do, that here's your list. Hard style karate, kickboxing, boxing, stand up. Over here, judo, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and that'd be Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and wrestling. Okay? So, if you take any two of those, one stand up and one grappling art, and you put those together, you're going to be pretty successful after you practice it a while. You're going to be able to transition between the ranges in a fight. Okay, and we're going to do a video on ranges, because a lot of people don't understand that either. So I want to make sure that, I explain it. But you want to make sure that you're picking a good stand-up art. So you're going to have at least good hands. You don't have to kick, but if you like to kick, then punching and kicking is even better. Add the kicking in if you want to. But if not, you just want to stand, then boxing. Okay? But you want to be able to punch that guy, and when that guy grabs you, because it'll more than likely happen if you don't knock him out, you want to be able to put him on the ground, and you want to be able to choke him out, break his arm, leg lock, whatever it is, or just control him and keep punching him and knock him out. Okay, so best martial art is a combination. That's what the best martial art is. Now, so a lot of people say, well, yeah, so that's why you do like Krav Maga. Well, that's obviously a good art, but there are some Krav Maga schools that don't focus on the ground very much. They focus on technique to get to the ground, to do some kind of a finishing punch or something, and then you're done. That is an issue for me, because there's been plenty of times I have seen or been in a situation where you take them to the ground, punch, and you think it's over, and it's not. And then you end up having to get on the ground and control this person, to be able to finish the fight. So there's some holes in there that definitely need to be filled. Now there's a Krav school, a couple of them here in Kansas City. I know one of them where they have Krav Maga, but they also have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's an incredible combination. Go for it. If that's what you want to do, go for it. But just make sure, stand up, you're doing some kind of punching and kicking, or some kind of punching, and a combination with grappling. Okay? Even if it's just wrestling with no submissions, you can wrestle somebody to the ground, you can get on top of them, and you can keep punching them. So there's more success nowadays, and it has been for years, with a combination of martial arts, a combination of fighting styles. So when you're out looking, or you decide you want a New Year's resolution or whatever, and I'm gonna learn how to fight, make sure you go to a school that gives you a combination of stand-up skills and grappling skills. That's your best deal. Okay? All right, guys, that's the video for today. There's going to be more videos to come. I'm going to start doing technique videos. We're going to do a situational awareness video where I take you downtown and we walk around and look at some different situations, some different layouts of what you can do in a situation that goes bad for you, especially if it's like you and your girlfriend, you and your wife, something like that. We're going to be doing some knife techniques. We're going to be doing some shooting. So this is going to be all-encompassing for self-defense. I've got a lot of friends that I'm going to be bringing in that are going to be teaching different aspects of, for instance, firearms, so that you can get a broader view of the skill set you really need to protect yourself in today's environment. It's extremely important. Okay? So, once again, thanks guys. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the videos. And our goal here is we're going to teach you how to fight good. We're going to teach you how to have great relationships with women so that you're successful there. And we'll work on just living the life we want to live, and how to get there, and how to be able to survive on our own, how to protect ourselves and our loved ones. And it's just everything that a man needs, I want to do in this channel. So once again, like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks.